I stared at my trembling hands, my fifth cup of coffee for the day growing cold. The clock glowed 3:47 a.m. I was still hunched over my laptop, frantically typing, chasing that phantom feeling of being productive enough. My phone buzzed constantly. My to-do list felt endless. A voice inside insisted, just one more hour, one more task, then you can rest. But that rest never came. I had become the very thing I now warn against, an efficiency machine, running on empty, hurtling towards a spectacular burnout. You might think being hyper-productive is the golden ticket. I did too. But after years of studying this and living its dark side, I found a disturbing truth. Certain habits, celebrated by society, silently turn us into productivity robots. They sacrifice our well-being, our creativity, and ultimately our real effectiveness. Today, I'm exposing these 5 dangerous habits that society often mistakes for virtues. Toxic productivity? It's that unhealthy compulsion to be productive all the time, at all costs. It's feeling guilty for breaks, measuring your self-worth only by accomplishments, constantly being chased by the fear of not doing enough. Look around. Hustle culture glorifies relentless work. Business gurus tweet about 40-hour weeks not changing the world. Social media shows perfect, non-stop routines that leave us feeling inadequate. But here's something that might shock you. The most productive people I've studied, they don't work constantly. They don't sacrifice their health. They don't run themselves into the ground. Instead, they master a sustainable approach most of us completely miss. Let's uncover what we're doing wrong. And I promise, by the end of this video, you'll see productivity in a completely different light. Dangerous habit number 1, overworking until you break. I remember the day my body finally rebelled. I was prepping for a major presentation, running on 4 hours of sleep for weeks. Mid-sentence during a meeting, my vision blurred. The room spun. Just need another coffee, I thought. But coffee wasn't the problem. I needed a total overhaul of how I worked. Overworking looks productive, but it silently destroys your mental and physical health. Research confirms it. Prolonged overwork leads to burnout, depression, serious illness. The ultimate irony? Pushing past your limits decreases productivity. Your mind loses its edge. Decision-making suffers. Tasks that should take minutes drag on for hours. The solution isn't working harder, it's working smarter. Setting clear boundaries? Not a luxury. It's essential for sustainable performance. Schedule off time as strictly as work time. Define work hours. Use away messages. Limit distractions. Most importantly, take time off before you feel like you desperately need it. What changed everything for me? True productivity isn't measured by hours logged. It's measured by meaningful outcomes achieved. And those outcomes explode when you operate from a place of rest, not desperation. Dangerous habit number 2, the multitasking myth. I'm an excellent multitasker. I'd boast, juggling emails, calls, presentations. I felt like a superhero. Until I realized I was dropping more balls than I caught. Here's the shocking truth. Cognitive science confirms. Multitasking is a myth. What we do is task switching, and it's killing our productivity. Each switch requires your brain to refocus, creating what psychologists call attention residue. This costs you up to 40% of your productive time. Your brain doesn't do multiple complex things at once. It switches incredibly fast, and that rapid switching is exhausting. Studies show heavy multitaskers are worse at filtering distractions, slower at identifying patterns. The opposite of true productivity. The most efficient people don't multitask. They manage their attention. They focus deeply on one task. They use time blocking. Create distraction-free zones. The results are staggering. High-quality work, less time, less stress, fewer errors. This habit feels rewarding in the moment. Constant switching gives little dopamine hits, makes us feel busy, important. But ask yourself, are you confusing motion with progress? Being busy is not the same as being productive. We've covered 2 habits that are secretly sabotaging your efforts. But trust me, the next 3 are even more deeply ingrained in our daily lives. Stick around, because understanding them is key to breaking free from the machine. Dangerous habit number 3, the power-through mentality. I'll just power through. 5 words that preceded countless productivity disasters for me. Eyes burning from the screen, brain foggy from no breaks. I told myself stopping was weakness. That true productivity meant pushing through discomfort. Skipping breaks to power through is the most counterproductive habit disguised as dedication. Your brain isn't built for marathons. It works in cycles, focus followed by recovery. Ignore these natural rhythms, and your cognitive power drops dramatically. The science is fascinating. Your brain operates in roughly 90-minute cycles, ultradian rhythms. Working without breaks during these doesn't make you more productive. It makes you less effective, more error-prone. Burns through your mental fuel faster. Even more interesting, breaks enhance productivity. One study found the most productive people work focused 52-minute intervals, followed by 17-minute breaks, and they completely disconnect. No email, no quick tasks, just genuine rest. I tested this. The transformation was remarkable. I did more in less time. The quality of my work soared. Creative solutions appeared in breaks. Those breaks weren't stealing time. They were making the remaining time infinitely more valuable. Dangerous habit number 4, digital reactivity disorder. The moment I knew I had a problem was during my daughter's school play. There she was, center stage for her big solo. And where was I? Physically present? Mentally absent, checking email because I heard a ping. The look on her face when she saw me finally look up from my screen? I missed her big moment. It still haunts me. Constantly reacting to digital notifications is normalized, but it's arguably the most insidious productivity killer today. Each ping triggers a dopamine hit, an addiction loop. It fragments your attention, prevents deep work. This constant reactivity creates reactive productivity, the illusion of getting things done, while only responding to other people's agendas. You end the day exhausted, inbox empty, but made zero progress on what truly matters. Research confirms it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds to fully regain focus after an interruption. If you're checking pings every 5 to 10 minutes, you are never reaching your cognitive peak. The solution? Take control of your tech. Don't let it control you. Implement strategic notification batching. Check emails and messages at specific times. Some of the most successful people I know check email just 2 to 3 times daily and state this explicitly. When you shift from reactive to proactive work, the quality of your output skyrockets. You'll complete in a few hours of focused work what used to take entire days of fragmented attention. Dangerous habit number 5, sleep sacrifice for extra productivity. I'll sleep when I'm dead. That was my mantra for years. I glorified early mornings, late nights. Wore sleep deprivation like a badge of honor. Woke at 5 a.m. because successful people rise before dawn, regardless of needing more rest or if it fit my natural energy. This might be the most dangerous myth because it undermines the very foundation of cognitive function. Sleep isn't optional. It's the biological process enabling every aspect of productivity. Without sufficient quality sleep, your prefrontal cortex, the area for complex thinking, decisions, simply doesn't work right. The research is overwhelming. Sleep deprivation harms attention, executive function, working memory, mood, quantitative skills, logical reasoning, everything. Everything you need to be truly productive takes a massive hit. This habit creates a vicious cycle. You sleep less to work more, but work less effectively. Need more time. Sleep even less. I've seen brilliant people make catastrophic errors and decisions during sleep deprivation that cost them far more time than they saved. The most productive people don't wake at 5 a.m. because the internet told them to. They find their own optimal sleep schedule and protect it religiously. A good night's sleep is the greatest productivity hack available, and it's completely free. Breaking the cycle, from machine back to human. As I finish this exploration, I want to share a personal revelation that transformed my approach. I was sitting in my doctor's office, facing serious health consequences from my productivity at all costs lifestyle. She asked me a question that stopped me cold. What exactly are you being so productive for? I had no answer. I was so lost in the pursuit of productivity, I forgot its purpose. Productivity should serve your life goals, not consume your life. It should create space for what matters, not become all that matters. The most profound lesson? True productivity isn't about becoming an efficiency machine. It's about becoming more human. It's about creating systems that honor your biological needs, your psychological well-being, your deeper purpose. When you work with your nature, not against it, you don't just get more done. You do more of what matters, with greater joy, less struggle. I urge you to examine your own relationship with productivity. Which of these dangerous habits have crept into your life? Remember, sustainable productivity isn't about doing more things. It's about doing the right things in the right way for the right reasons. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. Join me next week. I'll share the 5 most powerful productivity practices that actually work without sacrificing your humanity. Until then, remember this truth. You are not a machine. You are wonderfully, perfectly human. And your best work comes from embracing that truth, not fighting against it.